let's see here. I gotta change this. Okay. Red circle. Okay. Got that ready. And then now I gotta get to YouTube. And I gotta get to my stream. Oh, nice. This is 5 trillion spores flying in the air. What a nice video. I'll have to watch that first. Just at least 2 seconds. And then pause. And then go back and we'll view it later. Because I actually want to watch that later. It's just a YouTube short, but not right now. Not while I'm streaming. So now should be my history. But anyways. Refresh. Channel. The stream. And then I gotta get to the chat and pop out chat whenever chat loads. Now, I'm not 100% sure why chat takes forever. Like, if I had to guess, it's probably due to using uBlock Origin. But at the same time, it might not be. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure why it takes so long. I mean, it could be a YouTube issue too, but... Or another plugin maybe causing some interference. I'm not sure. But it takes like almost a full minute for chat to load. Okay. Pop out chat. And then now once I pop out chat, it's fine. It's like instant. It's done. It's ready to roll. Ready to rip. There we go. Now I can see everything. Awesome. Alright, just give me a little bit more time. I just gotta fix some other things, and we'll get right to it. I gotta get the browser. Okay, and then now we gotta go to desktop, and everything should be there. I'm actually gonna get rid of the... I'm actually not gonna use the VTuber thing today. I'm actually gonna close that. I was gonna use it, but not today. Not for this stream specifically. Disable my preview. And then bring up the chat. Okay, now I can read chat. What else do I need to do? I think that's everything. I think I'm all set for the stream. Alright. Hey guys, Pony here, and today we're going to be working on some Five Nights at Freddy's 3 in Minecraft again. We're currently working on the hell is it called? The Springtrap Easter egg frame right now, so we're trying to work on that right now. So I gotta work on his left arm, which is on your right. That one's needing to be worked on. I could work on the hand a little bit more on the right arm, but I think I pretty much nailed it, so I'm just gonna leave it be. But I'm gonna see if I can pose the left arm to be more towards the mouth and trying to pull open the jaw, if that makes sense. So that's the next thing we're gonna do, which of course you guys need a reference image of what I need to recreate. It's this. I gotta put the hand here, so I gotta make the arm... I gotta make the hand somehow reach here and just kind of like have his fingertips on the chin. Which should be easier said than done, so we're about to get working on that. So, before we continue, Waffle Productions, hi, big fan of your FNAF stuff you made, thank you very much. I apologize for not working on map making this much this year and the last year as well. It's mainly been such a big burnout. It was the main demotivation for map making, and mainly all my motivation going towards not Five Nights at Freddy's, Jesus. My main motivation going to anything else other than Minecraft, because, I mean, look, in a perspective, it's been 10 years since it's been 10 years or more now by, I think, 11 years? 12? I mean, map making, in a sense, not total, but just across the 12 years of my life, I have been map making at some point. And the burnout has been real. Like, it's been so real to the point where I try to find motivation, and when I do and I try to work on projects, the motivation burns out so quickly. So if you guys can understand why, then everything's cool. But the main reason was the burnout. The absolute burnout, like, of the candle. Like, it just needed to be re-waxed and filled, or just a complete new candle. And now we lit the candle, and we're going to work on it. Hopefully this candle lasts a long time. Hopefully it doesn't burn out as fast as the old one, but, I mean, the old one needed to go. Of course, I'm just being silly with these wordings, but I hope that makes sense with the burnout. That's why I've been playing Call of Duty. I'm just working on something else, trying to get my mind completely off of everything else and just refresh. Because it just seemed like, yes, the whole community wants me to map make, but every time I try to do it, I got burned out so quickly. So, now that I've given myself 2 whole years, which is stupid, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to take on the challenge and come back. And right now, my motivation is at a good point. I don't want it to be too high to the point where I fizzle out faster, which I don't know if that's even possible. I don't want to know if that's even possible. But I don't want it to be so low where I fizzle out, you know? So right now, it's at a good standpoint. I've got some new stuff to show you guys, which is awesome. And also, if you look at the top left corner, I don't know if you guys can read that. I don't know if it's a 1080p stream right now. I'm not sure what the resolution is. It says Minecraft 1.21.11. Yes, this is the second conversion I had to do. I had to upgrade the map twice so far. I think the first one was in 1.21. No, it was in 1.20.1. Either that or 0.5 or some other number. And then I converted it up to 1.21.5, I think was the number. Which I had to fix a lot of things, like models, textures, blah, blah, blah. Relocating all the paths and stuff, especially for the atlases. Fixing all that, so the texture pack works now. And then the conversion to 1.21.11. The atlases must have changed or something, because it was telling me an error saying that there was 2 atlases that this one model was borrowing from, which was, in Minecraft's standards, illegal, so it wouldn't let me do it. In other words, the texture that, like, the models that were in that whole mosh pit of models, which I use Mushroom Stew for my character models, except for Springtrap, by the way. So that Mushroom Stew model that holds all the other things like Foxy's head or Foxy's right arm with the hook or without the hook or things like that were broken. So some models would load and some models wouldn't. And what models managed to fail? It was the cupcake. The cupcake? I know this is all such a mosh pit of information that makes no sense to you guys, which is understandable. The cupcake, for some reason, was located in the item folder here. Which I relocated that somewhere else, which I think was in characters now. Or custom. Yeah, I moved it to custom. So cupcake, that texture right there, was the reason. Oh yeah, I gotta get the old mask again. Hang on, let me get the old mask. I'm gonna delete this mask. And I gotta go to... Actually, the mask doesn't even matter. True. Never mind. Don't even worry about it. I was gonna grab another... I was gonna grab an extra copy of the mask because I did shrink it down because I did notice some other Atlas errors because it's not exactly native. Like some of these textures aren't exactly one by one. Like some of these are like a different resolution, if that makes sense. More specifically the mask there, but whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this resource pack that throws errors from the devlog or the logs from latest. But I'll get to that cleanup whenever I finish the map. Like whenever it's ready for release, I'm gonna go through all the models and see, like all the logs and see what textures are currently working and what aren't from the past map and fix that. But besides that, that's not the whole point. That's outside of the scope of this video today or this stream. And instead, we're gonna work on this guy. We gotta move his hand down to here. So we're gonna start with rotations first, and then we'll work on modeling next. So right arm is not it; it's the left arm. Let's see here. So which way do we need? Okay, so we need that. Okay, what was that? 10? We need that at like 40, maybe 50. Just 50 for now, and then 0. Okay, so that brings it back more. We're just gonna not worry about that right now. So 70, 80. No, 70, 75 seems to be the right number. Okay, so we got the rotation so far. Now I gotta work on this. So let's see here. So 150, 120. Whoa, too far. 140. And then now, okay. I'm gonna put it at 0. Hang on. Actually, no. Wait, what did this one do? Okay. That kind of helps. 10. Leave that at 0. 130. 40. Hi, Gavin. Welcome to the stream. Wow, a lot of people are here today. I'm actually really happy about this. You guys must have really want my maps, don't you? You guys are looking forward to it, which is happy. Which is happy? Yes, English. Great English, yo. Which is great. I'm always looking forward to finishing these projects and getting things done now. Alright, I'm going to figure out a new pivot, so give me 1 second. I got to figure out what the hell I'm doing here. I think I got to entirely move that arm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get it to let's see here, negative 140 for now. And then 30, 50, and then 20. Okay, we're getting places. 20 seems to be right. It needs to be lower, so 120, and then get that a little bit further away from his mouth, and then rotate this one more. 40. Sorry if this is really jarring. Like, very confusing in a sense. Like, I understand that. I'm trying my best to get the arm to the right position. I'm gonna see if I can rotate this lower arm to be more of a perfect 90 degree. But I'm trying to get the angle of this whole arm being in the right position to grab his mouth. So that's what I'm trying to work on right now. Trying to figure out, like, what I need to change in order to get the right angle. Trying to get it to go a little further away now. So probably 60 on this one, and then okay, increase that to 60. Nope. 30. 100. No, it's kind of looking off. Give me an old pivot that I just had. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm trying to figure this out. Let's see here. We're going too close now. We need like 20. Oh, good grief. This is rough. It's so confusing without like actually being able to move it with like your mouse or anything. That like just numbers alone gets really confusing. Okay, we're getting places. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, it's making progress, so we're getting there. We're getting close. Let's see what happens if we adjust this number. Okay, it gets further away. Okay. So we want that to be kind of lined up, but not perfect. And then 30 is getting closer, and then 40. Okay, we're actually close enough. I think we're close enough for this. Okay, so now I actually got to back it off a little bit. Nope, not that way. Yep. Okay, so now we actually go to the model itself, which is not this model, it's the other one. This one. We're gonna rotate the lower. Center rotation. Also, this is the new thing I wanted to show you guys. thanks to this game now being 1.20, 1.11, we can rotate like this. We can also rotate like this, and like this. Yeah, we have all 3 pivot rotations in this game now. We're no longer limited to 22.5s anymore. And we're free to rotate to whatever we want, which is really nice. So I need to figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, so the arm needs to come in at a 90-degree angle. Okay. We can do that. Keep moving forward. Yep. I will. Working on it. And then we take the hand. And we need to probably straighten it out, right? Yeah, we need to straighten out the hand. Okay. So the hand... get back to 0, and then... we're just going to do it straight like that. Actually, before we do that, I should have centered the rotation. There we go. For now, I'm just using 22.5-degree rotations for simplicity. And now we got to actually get it to the joint. Okay. Now we refresh the texture. And now we're getting there. Now he's just covering his mouth, so it's a little too close. So what I need to do is move this arm out more. So we got to figure out what exactly that was again. So what caused that to move out more? It was this one. Okay, so we'll have it a little bit more out. Probably there for now, and then we just gotta... actually, no. Put it at -10. Whoa. I think -10, and then having that hand come down to touch the jaw. Because you can see the fingers are on the jaw. So what we need to do is we gotta take the hand, center rotation, and I'm just gonna do a 45-degree rotation for now. Okay. And then now we gotta do some rotations for the hand itself. Okay, so that's getting there. We're getting close. Will there be the real cutscenes in Night 5? Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. For FNAF 3 cutscenes, when it comes to the mini-games, right? Those will all be two-dimensional. With the original textures from Scott Cawthon. Just like we did in FNAF 2 for the mini-games. That's all going to be two-dimensional. I got that all under control. I have not developed any of that yet, but I still have the engine from last year's. Or the last title. So I'll be borrowing the engine from that again. And going from there. I gotta figure it all out, though. I still need to research exactly, like, what happens in each place. Like, is there time limits? Like, what's going on specifically? But we gotta take it one step at a time, because if I think about it too much, I'm gonna stress over it again. Okay, so I gotta figure out which way is... okay, the thumb is on the right. Okay, so the thumb area needs to go down. Okay, so... kind of like this. Well, not perfectly, but... you get what I mean. And I gotta line up the hook again, which is down there. I mean, I could set the pivot point to there, if I really wanted to. And that would make things easier, but I mean, we're already so far in, it's fine. It's alright. Let's see here. Okay, we moved it too far. It was supposed to be the opposite. And when it comes to, like, me modeling and stuff like that, like, I know now that we can do multiple pivots, which is really nice. It saves a lot of headaches from map making. I'm still going to try my best to keep everything at a locked 22.5 degree rotation, if possible. Okay, that did not do anything, I don't think. What the hell happened? Alright, let me do the original first. and just as a comparison, because I completely lost it. Okay, so the thumb area needs to go down more, so what I need to do is, what I thought I did was this. And I thought that was like the perfect rotation, but I guess not. I'm gonna put it back on there again and try that and see what happens. Okay, it was. It's just I didn't rotate it enough. So now we're actually gonna get real accurate here if we can. So I gotta figure this out. Okay, so the hand out needs to go, okay, thumb wise it needs to go more this way. Okay. And then realign the hook. How many FNAF games are we gonna remake? As of right now, just FNAF 3. There we go. That looks good. I like that. That's actually kind of perfect. The hook's in a good spot, I think. Yep. Okay. Now we gotta get the teleport. Which is in here somewhere. Okay. We got the image. That's done. So now we got the images. We got the first one, which is this one. Then we got the second one, which is this one. And then the third one, which is this one. Sweet! If you guys want a comparison. It's not going to be perfect, but let me get the comparison photo, I guess. Let's see here. So this one's the first one. I gotta work on the shading, so that's gonna be another time. Well, actually, no, not another time. We'll do that today. We'll do the shading. I'm starting to realize how much I messed up the face proportions. Like, I gave it way too much of a snout. It was supposed to be more flat. I didn't realize that, but it's already too late now. I mean, we just gotta deal with what we already got. And then we got that one. And then we got this one. Nope, not that one. This one. And there's our comparisons. And these are for the Easter eggs. I don't know the percentages yet. I still gotta research. I have not done any research for this map yet. Okay, we can close that now. Hey Deshaun, welcome back. It's good to see you again. So okay, we got the screenshots for that. That's all done. We gotta add it into the game. So we gotta go textures, cutscene. Actually, no, it wasn't cutscene. I think it was characters. Nope. Where was it? Main menu. Was it? No, it was not. It was mini games. Nope. I don't remember. I really don't remember. We'll find it. Posters. It was posters. That's what it was. Okay. So that's where they are. Okay, so it's these three. So we're gonna change those three right now. So it's Toy Bonnie. That was the first one, which is this one right here. It's gonna be way too big, so we gotta work on that. Okay, so what's the image size? Did we just do a half? See? No, we did 800. Okay. Yeah, do the whole image. Might as well. The image size, and then we're gonna chop that down to 800. But first, we gotta do the effects. So, what I need to do is get the lighting effects. So a brighter area here, a darker area here, and then the eyes having the texture. So that's what I gotta recreate right now. So now how do we do that? Simple. We make a new layer, and we grab the default colors. So we're gonna be using black and white in this one, just for now. And we grab a gradient tool, and we're gonna be using the wall, which I don't remember what that's exactly called. Oh, hang on, maybe I had linear gradient is what they call it. And we just do one of these, which I need to invert it, so it needs to be reverse. But also, before we do that, I need to duplicate this layer, and I'm going to paint this one background as all black. You guys may have seen no change, which is perfectly fine. And then now, we do this. Well, not that specifically, no contiguous, just, actually contiguous, yeah, probably. Let's just do a 0% for now. We get rid of the background. Actually, I could make this white so you guys can see the difference. Oh wait, I gotta delete deselect first. Okay, so we're getting rid of the background essentially. Actually, no, let's make it green. Like a green screen kind of green, so you guys can see a lot easier. Okay, so what we're doing essentially is removing anything that's background elements, like this. Like things that you're supposed to see through this guy. Like this. I think those, yeah, that's pole. There are some oddities with Minecraft in general, because like there's like that weird orange thing right up there. We can fix those really easily by just using our brush, getting it down to 1 pixel, and just doing that. We don't have to worry about perfect pixel things, but if there are annoying things that are just in the way, then of course we can always adjust that. Okay, that's fine. Everything else is fine here. I don't think there's any other pure black anywhere else. I don't know if anything through here should have been seen through the background. I think the ears are all set. I think that's pure black, so we're going to get rid of that. Anything up here? Not that I can see. No, it looks fine. Alright, so ears are fine. Body is looking good. There might be some that actually is pure black, like right there. Probably right there too. Oh, it doesn't have to be perfect. But there we go. Okay, we got a rough estimate of what it's supposed to look like, so we could put any background on that and it would look fine. So now we grab our gradient. So we grab our gradient, we're going to hit D to reset that. And then now we're going to use this layer. Actually, no, we're going to still keep the layer there. We're going to do this first. So we're going to grab this and just drag it across here and get our average of where it should be. So that might not be too bad. Probably like half. See if we can get it linear. There we go. No, it needs to be a lot better than that. And then we're going to change that color to yellow, actually. Let's do that. That doesn't look good. Like a light yellow, probably. We'll figure it out. I'm not 100% sure on this just yet. I know this looks extremely weird and it doesn't look right at all. Oh, I'm using the wrong layer. Good job, me. Okay, like I get it, it looks odd. But if we just select everything in here and then Control-Shift-I and then delete this, now he has the lighting on him there and only on that side. But that's what I'm trying to fix right now, so before we continue, I am actually going to change this all to black again. So at least we have a solid background again. It's not bright on your guys' eyes right now. Let's see here. We need to find the right coloring. Whoa. Okay, wrong thing. I meant to use this. Which is really hard to do. Maybe I'd do multiply? I'm not really sure how to do this specifically, guys. I'm gonna be brutally honest. I think white was the better color. Whoops. Okay, we used the background instead by accident. I could adjust this real quick. Actually, no, there's no need. Just do it this way. Okay, so we got the light on that, and then we select everything in here. Control-Shift-I, and then delete the outsides. Okay, we're starting to get there. It's not looking that bad. It just really looks washed out, which is the problem. So I need to figure out a better color. And once we figure this out, I think that actually might be it right there. Sort of. Okay, it's not too bad. It's not perfect, but it's definitely looking better. But it's too bright, so we're going to lower the brightness on this. Wrong layer. Okay, and then now we're going to do a duplication of this layer and delete the top. And now we're going to do a black layer going this way. And then now we can Control A, grab this, Control Shift I, and delete it on both angles. Okay, it's starting to look better, but that color is still very wrong for this one right here. And that's what I'm trying my best to figure out. So maybe a gray instead. Let's try it. At some point we'll find something that works. It's just weird. It's so weird that he has to have like a light on him like that. It's really is super weird. I do normal. Let's see what happens. Like, what's the difference with normal? Yeah, it really is weird that you have to have like this weird lighting. Like looking at this, like right here, see what I mean? Like all this. Like there's like a giant light on him right now. And gray just makes it look like he's in a fog right now, so that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Like, what's the solution here? That's why I was trying to mess around with colors instead. Like yellowish green. To get the right lighting. It just doesn't work. Like, maybe if I do like a barely one? Okay, it's starting to work. I think we found our color. Okay. I just gotta work on the gradient angle. Yeah, I think we found it. But it's a little too strong. So I gotta change the transparency on this from, something. Okay, so 50% probably. And a little bit darker. It's getting there. Not bad for Springtrap. I wonder what the other animations are going to look like when it comes to out. It'll get there eventually. I gotta figure out what the hell I'm doing with this. Okay, it's getting there. It really is getting there. Okay, so the angle actually needs to go down a little more. Okay. I'm not proud of that, honestly. I really don't know what I'm doing for that lighting. I think it's best we just don't. And instead just use shadows. Actually, no, it kind of takes away from it. Okay, I see what I need now. Okay, I'm starting to see a little bit more now that I got rid of the texture. Okay, so it needs to be darker. It actually really did add to the image. It's just... in the right lighting, it'll look good. But right now that looks too washed. So we do... Oops. Okay. It's starting to get there, though. That's for sure. Like, we're getting it. Okay, I think that's it right there. I think that's our ticket. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. That's perfect. That makes me happy. That's good. And then now, I need the spot eyes. So I gotta go get the item for that, which is in characters, Springtrap, Iris. Oh, it already is pretty much, like, perfect as it is right now, but... Okay, never mind. We don't need the iris. I am going to delete that, then. But instead of doing all that, I'm actually going to do this. We're going to work on... Oh, no. Don't get rid of that color. Damn it. Alright. Well, I got rid of the color. Fuck. That's not what I wanted to do. Alright, I'm going to have to reselect the color then. Without the background. There we go. And then we switch that. And then we bring it back to paste. And now I gotta do white. And do 1. And we're gonna go to the actual image itself. Actually, a new layer. Delete that. And now we basically fill in the iris. Hi RGB, welcome to the stream. There we go. Okay, that's a little better. I mean, it's not perfect, but it'll work. We got spot eyes now. And now we're gonna save this as a PSD so we don't lose this. Textures. main menu, I think it was. No, mini games. Wait, was it a main menu? No, it was not. It was in posters. That's where it was at. Okay, so posters. And we're gonna save this one as Spring 1. So this is just my backup. Also, if you guys didn't know, I don't know if I exactly kept them or got rid of them in FNAF 2 and older maps. I did keep my PSD files in there, so if you guys ever wanted to see or use or change or do whatever you wanted to with the PSD files in there, you guys can. I mean, it's there to show you guys how I did my work. But it's also mainly for me in case I need to change something. Or if something went wrong and I need to like fix it. So now we take this image, we do an image size, and we're gonna bring the height down to 800 with constraints. Actually, no, this one 800 by 420, and that's too low res. Image size 800. No, actually, let's just do it in half. Image size percent 50. There we go. And then now I gotta fix that iris that accidentally went wrong. And then now we save this as a PNG. And we're gonna save this as Toy Bonnie. Oh, I have it open, that's why. Close these. Now we save this as Toy Bonnie. Well, not exactly Toy Bonnie, but we're gonna name it. Yeah, we're just gonna use the same thing. It's fine. Your FNAF MC maps are so peak. I believe after your map, I tried to make it in Minecraft for the first time. Nice. Thank you. There is Phantom Golden Freddy. He does appear as an Easter egg. Phantom Freddy. For FNAF 2, right? Yeah, because I did make him a thing. He is in the game. I don't remember if he's coded to be in the game or not. I can't exactly remember the coding for that specifically. But I believe he is, so he should be in the game. I mean, hell, I even have the photos of it if you guys wanted to see that. Let me go get it real quick. And that should be in the... what is it called? Parts and service. Right there. That's him. That's the image for the camera. He's in the game. Okay. No, I didn't mean to make a note on that. Let's see here. So now that we did that, I think this is a fresh image, right? No, it is not. Whoa. Go back to image. Okay, yeah, there we go. Zoom out. Zoom out. And then we undo the merge visibility. Okay, there we go. So now I gotta do the same thing, but also before the deselect that I did on the gradient. On the gradient, I'm actually gonna keep that same gradient, and now we're gonna go grab that second image of him, which is this one. Copy, paste, delete this one. We're gonna hide those layers for now. And now we're going to make that background green again. Or in this case, we'll make it like a... No, yeah, let's just make it like a dark green. Max out the brush. And now we have a solid green background, and now we start deleting these things. Put on screen. We got one down here. One around there. One there. Here. Over there. That. That right there. There. Fingers. Give me on full screen just for now, and go here. Is that everything shadow-wise? What about here? Yeah, that's right, I think. Did I actually get rid of finger? What's in there? Hang on. Oh no, that is black. Okay. Yeah, get rid of that. Okay. Can I see what the phantom looks like? Sent a few of them. Oh, you want to see more of the phantoms? Give me a second. I forget what the phantoms were in the game. Game area didn't have any. That's heads-up display. Kids Code didn't have any left. Event had one, which is this one. And there's the left event one, which is the endo. Now this was during the times where I had lighting issues with the models during shaders, which I don't know if that issue still persists, but I ended up just saying it's fine, it's good enough, it's a phantom, it'll work. So you can also kind of see it on the others a little bit, but I managed to shade it just right to make it work. But since he's kind of a phantom, I thought it would just be fine not to go perfect on it. Not like anyone's going to really see that anyways. What other phantoms were there? Well, we already saw the products and service. I don't think there's any in the party rooms. I guess you could say there was one in the party room, and it was this one right here. The fact that the, if we go back to right here, yeah, you can see there's the, what's it called one? I think this is unused, by the way. I think this frame here was actually unused. And I think I know why, too. Because there's a, he didn't want to do another render without the thing. I forget the name of this frickin' thing. The paper pal. I think that's why it became unused, was because he forgot that he added, well, I don't think he had the same render again, if I'm gonna guess, with and without the paper pal. So it ended up being unused because Wither Chica covers it, which is fine. Toy Bonnie covers it, which is fine too, for both lighting. And then, of course, this light, you can't even see him. I mean, you probably could with the right, like if you brightened everything up, but, yeah, now that Paper Pal's gone. I think that was why this was unused. Which makes sense, because if he's there in two places, which wouldn't make any sense, you know what I mean? So, anyways, what other phantoms? Oh yeah, there was this one too, which is the endo again. Yeah, he matches the wall. That's how great I was back then. Great textures. This is before we had custom textures. Like, this is all... Oh my god, the reflection engine was kind of cheeks, but whatever. Yeah. And you got the puppet, which would appear on the cameras. Why don't you use multiple layers for renders? What do you mean by that? Like green screen the characters or something? Nah, I just put them all on the same front. I just put it all in, do it all in one. I don't think there's any other phantoms that I'm not aware of. I think that's all of them. Like there are some where I have to do multiple layers like I am doing here, where we have a background layer which is just pure black, and then we got the character itself which is green screened out, so it's just no background. And then we have the left light source and then the right dark source. Which right now what we were working on before we got distracted there was trying to remove anything of these, which I mean I could just use contiguous on my brush, but I really don't want to right now. I kind of like doing it by hand. It's been kind of my style. I think that's one right there, so we'll get rid of that one. I mean, once again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I really want to make sure I get all the blacks out. Do not use that out of context. I want to get all the shading, like the black, out of this because it's gonna overshadow with the filter. It's gonna add color into it, and that's not what I want at all. So that's why I'm trying my best to get rid of any of these that I'm trying to get out of there, so that the gradient works on that. Okay, I think I got everything that's necessary on this side. There might be some that I missed around here, but I mean, it's pretty much good enough, I think. Yeah, it looks good. You know what this is reminding me of? This face kind of, like this pose and face and expression kind of reminds me of Home Alone. The kid is like, oh! Oh, wait, that's the same line. Jesus. Same thing for FNAF Plus. Yeah. Let's see here. So now we got that. Now we can put a whole black layer on there again like we did from before. So, there we go. And now we can show these again. But now I gotta go look at the reference image, because the reference image has multiple lighting. There's also some up here, so what I need to do is keep the one that we have on the left, but also add one on the top. So we did not keep the color. That's okay. We just do this. And we do another gradient from down here, I think. Oh wait, that is not the color at all. What the fuck? Great. Okay, there we go. Close enough. Okay, that's a little too bright. So we gotta do it. Oh wait, I see why. It was because, okay, we did have the right color. It was just, okay. It was because the other gradient is overshadowing everything. Okay. So now we can actually add it over, but we're doing it in the background like a dingus. And that shadow we had earlier, we're gonna just not even worry about. We're just gonna not worry about it at all. So I'm gonna do that again. Ah! There we go. Okay, so we got the lighting from here. I'll also do another lighting. Actually, no, lighting is fine up there. Okay, so I got the lighting. Shades, we're gonna completely redo. And we're actually gonna use a circle for this one. Or actually, no, this I think. Where it's on both ends. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, gotta figure out how to use it though. Okay, so yeah, we'll use that. That's actually kind of good. But I need the transparency to be basically like 75 again. Okay, that's a lot better. Okay, so now we do this. Probably about... Okay, so center point seems to be like right here. And it goes out to probably like here. And then we can take our lasso and we're just gonna delete that piece. We're gonna do a little bit better with the lasso tool after that clean cut. And we delete that. Whoops, we went a little too well. Raise it up. Okay, so we're gonna do this again. We're gonna try this again. Okay, so Control D. We grab our lasso, and we start here, and we get down to the teeth, and then right there. That's a little better. So we're adding shading here essentially, just for the face, and then the left. Then we do the lasso again. Doesn't have to be a perfect cut. And there. Oh, actually it does. I forgot the wires. So. Okay, so wires definitely need to be added. Okay, so lasso we're gonna add here. Whoa, whoa. Okay, zoom out, and then we go up a notch, and then delete that. There. And then now we take this down, up, go to this layer, Control-Shift-I, delete that. There's that. And then now we make a new layer again. And we're going to fill in the iris. Is FNAF 4 coming soon? Probably at some point, but as of right now, like, we're working on one project at a time. I mean, I am excited to keep going on this whenever I do have the motivation. But as of right now, we're going to take it one step at a time. So one project at a time. Let's not do multiple here. Also, I'm going to mention this as well for anyone that was possibly curious on this. Warzone Minecraft is right now off. Like, it's just not happening. We're not going to continue that for a while now. Like, that's just going to be done, I guess, for now. I'm also going to fix that right there so it's a little bit more meshed. That's better. Like, I don't know if anyone was actually looking forward to Warzone Minecraft kind of content, but that's not going to be happening for a while, I suppose. That's going to be kind of shelved for now. And then now I'm also going to do this because I didn't even think of this. I can kind of change the saturation and lightness of it if I really wanted to get the right kind of lighting, which is not looking too good right now with this. So make a disco. It is nice that we can actually tweak the lighting. Try to get it right. But not, I don't want it to be too... Okay, I think right there's good. Alright, so now we're going to save this as spring2.psd. And now we're going to copy this, and we're going to image size... Actually, no, we don't need to copy that. We just need to image size. We're going to do the same thing we did earlier, which was 50%. And we got to do some more pixel adjustments for the eyes. Oh, whoops, so we're doing it on the wrong layer. Lovely. And now we save this as PNG. And I think this one's this is just gonna be Freddy. That's fine. And then that's done. And now we go back to our merge visibility. Right here. Okay. And then now we gotta do the same thing again, but for this one. And I think we're gonna keep the same exact lighting. Oh, whoop, that's not the reimage. Let me get the... Oh, I gotta go to screenshots, that's why. I'm gonna paste that, and we're gonna delete this, and we're gonna make this background blue this time, because why not? Like a dark blue, so it's not hurting anyone's eyes here. Whoops, I forgot to make the brush big. And then we delete everything in this layer. Nice job, thank you. And that lighting that we just did, we gotta redo, which is fine. But we're gonna have a similar lighting effect again anyways when we're finished this. Nice pretzel. Okay, so we gotta get rid of these. Those will look fine except for that. I got some up here I gotta get rid of. Looks good. No, that's actually part of the mesh. Okay. What about that? That's gray. Nope. Okay. Good. Perfect. Okay, we're good. Okay, so we got that. And now we make that black again. And then now we gotta do our lighting again, but I gotta find the image again. So we need a lighting on the top and on the right. And then everything else besides that. We could also add like a red down here. We could add a red lighting. Didn't even think of that, but it's too late now. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so we gotta go to gradient. We're gonna do this one again at 50%. So we got that one. And we got this one. Yep, that and that. We could do some shading down here. So yeah, we could totally do that a little bit. Just grab a little bit. Okay. And then now we Control-Shift-I and delete that. And spot eyes need to be done, so that's what we're going to do next. Which really doesn't even matter. I mean, it's pretty much fine. We go 1 pixel and undo that one. And then And then now we save this as Spring 3. Image size, percent down to 50. Check the pixels, which we could work on. And then now we save this as PNG, and we're going to save that as Foxy. And we're done. That's that. We got the Springtrap poses done, so we can kind of delete this room now. We don't need this anymore. And then that light, I gotta grab one of these so I can actually get rid of it properly. Okay. Odd. That's very odd. I don't know why it's like that. That's not good. Why is the particles broken? What happened to the particle? Why are particles broken? Also, what are these test blocks? What? I don't want to place one down because I don't know what the hell it does. I don't want to fuck something up, but I don't even know what those are. Interesting. Okay, so now that we got the Easter eggs done, we were working on the main menu, which the main menu needs a lot of work. Which, by the way, the main menu looks like this right now, which I gotta go to adventure mode, and it's not active right now, so I gotta actually reactivate it real quick. Oh yeah, I gotta get rid of that red block. That red block was there for debugging purposes, and no longer do we need that. Okay, so slash function FNAF3. Actually, no, refresh texture pack before anything else. And then now slash function FNAF3 main menus. Set up start screen. Now, if you guys are wondering what that chest is doing there, don't worry about that. That is just a TV debug. I gotta change it back to nothing, so I gotta put it back as air. The reason for that was because I was doing this, which if you guys are looking at right now, this is brand new for anyone who hasn't seen this yet. From the past maps, you had to set your FOV to 70, which in F11, the borders would look like this. So, no longer is that necessary. You can actually adjust your FOV scale for the main menus now, So for those who like to play Quake Pro, they wouldn't be able to read this. Now, you can adjust your FOV up to 110. So now it's properly scaled by moving the whole TV spawner itself, which is that chest that's floating. We can also decrease this. We can also decrease it as low as 30, and it should be scaled properly. So for those wanting to play at 30 FOV, if you're that weird, you can. But if you're also that player that likes Quake Pro, you can set it to 110 FOV. Also, I should mention this right now. This is a one-time change as of right now. I will add it in the menu settings if you do ever want to change your border. So for those who didn't like their previous change, let's say, for example, they set it to 110 like I just did, and then I end up regretting it, and then like changing it down to like 80 for a better gameplay or something, and then now it's way too zoomed in. They can always change it in the main menus before they start the night. So, given that as an option, which is nice. And then once you get that done, all you have to do is click confirm. And then you got another option here, which is called streamer mode, which is just basically the streamer audio. So any copyrighted music, which I gotta figure out what's copyrighted and what's not in Five Nights at Freddy's 3. The only music I know that's copyrighted is the very end music when you win. Well, not win, when you complete the game on the true ending. That song is currently copyrighted right now. So I need to be creative and come up with something that's not copyright. That would be a good ending music. Either I create something, or I mash some things together like I did with the previous streamer mode one. But I also got to figure out if the main menu theme itself is copyright. Besides that, it's not programmed right now. If I were to select yes right now, it would bring me to the FNAF2 menu, which probably looks broken, so let's find out. Yeah, that's pretty broken. Textures are in the wrong spots, and there's a block there. A block model that's just default and changing. So that block actually needs to go. We're not going to use the block this time. We're actually going to use armor stands. But yeah, this is the non-copyright theme, by the way, that you're hearing. Yeah, it's quite an audio mess. If for those probably that really hate like audio that like I don't know if this sounds good, to be honest. I think it sounds good. Like I think it sounds good enough to be creepy, dark, and some audio to kind of like keep it entertaining. Like that high pitch that like happens. That's kind of like a signature, I guess you could say, of like the song or the sound that keeps something interesting looping. So yeah, it was really neat. It was a lot of fun making this. A lot of fun making that sound. But now we got to work on the main menu. So that's the next segment that needs to be fixed. There's a lot of things that are wrong here. So we need to change the title. We also need to fix our settings. We also need to change the version number, which I think is 2.0, which is fine. I gotta add an alpha on there at some point. And then this needs to be changed from HP Up Dev Team to Heel Pony and Van Shamali. The HP Up Team is not a thing. We wanted it to be a thing. But I think by the end of it, I think I'm gonna change it back to Heel Pony and Van Jamali, because those are the main two people that worked on this. I mean, there are some other ones behind the scenes, like that's made the plushes, for example, but that's all in credits. But as of right now, there is no credits. So yeah, it used to be just the HP up dev team. That was established and disbanded. So now, we gotta work on this. Let's see here. Let's see here. So where do we start is a good question. Well, first place we need to go to get started is we gotta get to main menu. And then we gotta go to question 2, or question 1. And then when we confirm question 1, so question 1 output 1, yep, we gotta get rid of the gunpowder. The gunpowder is not used. I don't know why we had gunpowder, so we're gonna get rid of that for both options. So no longer do they give gunpowder, so that bug is now fixed. Question fade is the next thing, which is guaranteed for both ends. And then when the thing ends, we gotta go to hallucination RNG. And in hallucination RNG is the 1 in 1,000 chance for the hallucination to happen, which is what we gotta fix. So, which is the hallucination spring So basically what we needed to do is we need to summon an armor stand called hallucination menu sprite, which is already being done. And then the item that's being held is called 303, which should still be in here. So cooked pork chop is what we gotta look at. Models, as of Minecraft, items, cooked pork chop. It was like 300 something. 303, Spring Chap 1. We gotta go to the Spring Chap 1 model, so we gotta close all these. And we gotta go models, main menu. Where was the path? Main menu, cutscene, Spring Chap 1. Spring Chap 1.json, here we go. And now we actually gotta fix this to be proper scale, so. Oh, it is already maxed out as big as it can get. Interesting. So what we need to do so we gotta adjust that scale, technically speaking. Actually, let's do it this way. I am gonna bring another. Okay, so we're gonna bring this up closer, and we're gonna try to get it to the right proportion. So 16 by 9. What's the? Okay, so 48. So 16 by 9. Well, it's not a perfect 16 by 9. It's more like 16 point something, or 16 by 8 point something. I think we're just gonna eyeball it and just kind of go from there. Use the pixels as a guide. Yeah, like right there. And then now we can move that back to there. Well, before we do that, I need to go to the display. And we're gonna see if we can get that right. So basically I need the height to be, I don't know, hang on, we'll just see. I think we'll just do it with that and just see. We'll just save that as that. So when it comes to the hallucination RNG, I'm actually going to guarantee this as a 1 in 2, probably, a random 2. So if it's a 1 or a 2, a 50-50 chance essentially will be, okay, we'll do the hallucination RNG. So we gotta redo the setup start screen. So we gotta reconfigure everything again, which it reset our field of view slider, which is fine. We're gonna adjust that now. Copyright music, and it should be a 1 and 2. Oh wait, I forgot. I gotta reload. And also I gotta refresh textures. Okay, now let's try it again. The reason setup start screen refreshes our FOV settings is because I programmed it to be like that right now. So every time I do a reset, it's always going to reset our FOV because I don't want to forget it. And then have the game actually be released and then have the setting once and then... or not even happen at all. And then totally forget, because you're not supposed to ever come back to this main screen. You're never supposed to come back to the setup screen. So that's why it's programmed every time and resetting your settings every time. Okay. So it works, but it needs to be a lot larger. It's also the wrong sound. Okay, so we're actually going to enlarge this by 2 and 2. That's too close. So 1.65. 65, save. Yeah, it looks good. And an F11? Yeah, it looks fine. Awesome. Alright, let's see that again. I could also have like the heads-up display boundaries if I really needed it that badly, but I think it's perfect. Alright, let's set our FOV back at 110. Confirm. Yes. Perfect. Now we just gotta change the sound. Awesome. That works. I think that's what it's supposed to look like. Let me take a look real quick. FNAF3 secrets, or FNAF secrets, or no, FNAF3, the fuck is it called? What would you call that? Easter eggs. Oh, is this like an actual image thing and not being gameplay? Oh, my ears. Okay, yeah, I'm guessing that's how it's supposed to go. Well, like, I want to find actual footage, not just... That's the thing. Oh, yeah. I remember that image. Okay, I think this is one. This is the one. This is actually perfect. This is what I wanted to see. And then the ending. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Exactly what I wanted. That deserves a like. Thank you. How long was that? Like, where did the audio end? Me. Okay, got it. So, let me go look at the audio itself. I know what sound it's using. I just don't remember the name. It's in the mini games. I think it was Crazy Garble. I think that was it. We're gonna open this in Audacity and figure out how long that song actually, or that sound actually was supposed to play. Right there. 5.5 seconds. Some Easter eggs do have more explaining of what's going on before the actual game. Yeah, true. So 5.5 seconds is how long this Easter egg plays for. Okay, so I got the timing down. I can fix that. Okay, so 5.5. So now we did the hallucination thing. So now we gotta go to hallucination timer. And 5.5 is 210. So 210. Actually, wait, hang on. What did I just change? That's okay, so 209. Okay, so 209, and then 210 is when it all ends. And it's not supposed to play pop static, it's supposed to play 3 something. I don't remember the name. Slash play sound 3 crazy garble. That's what it is. 3 crazy garble. Underscore garble. Yep. And then at the end, it'll do a stop sound anyways, so that's fine. And then once it hits 210, interesting. I had it programmed to go back to set up question 2 if completed nice is 0, which should be the case. And yet, it didn't. Interesting. Very interesting. Why would that be the case? There's no point. It just go to the home screen. Very odd. Okay. Perfect. And then 210. Yep. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Let's go give it a try. So we're gonna reload. Refresh textures just in case. And now we're gonna try it again. Lucky that time. It's a 1 and 2. It's a coin flip. Again, 1 and 2 chance. Whoa. Okay, that was way longer than it should have been. Odd. Very odd. That shouldn't have been that long. Yeah, 5.5. So... Oh, wait, hang on. I might have done my math wrong. I did. It was supposed to be 109. $110 is half. Okay, there we go. I figured out what I did wrong. Okay. Fixed it. Perfect. Beautiful. Awesome. And then now I gotta go back to that video again. If I can. What does this beginning sound like? I have no idea. I didn't get to hear it. It sounded like a blip. I heard a blip. Oh, maybe he like hovered over something? Yeah, he did. He hovered over load screen. That's why there was a blip at the beginning. Okay, so now we gotta change the music and have it loop properly. So let's do that real quick. Now we gotta go to home screen. So now we're at the main menu. There's a lot of things that need to be fixed here, so we gotta figure that all out. Also, I'm gonna change the TV's item finally. Okay. TV now no longer has a chest on its head, because I was just using that for debugging purposes. What's next? Oh yeah, before we do anything else, I do need to change the RNG on this to be 1 in 1,000 again. So now it's back to 1,000. Welcome back, Gavin. So now the RNG for the Easter egg on the main menu transition is now a 1 in 10, a 1 in 1,000. So that's back to that now. Now what we need to do is we got to figure out the music. So the music needs to be changed. Home screen setup. So we got to find the music. That's all the sprites. We'll worry about sprites later. Item replaces. Home screen. I think it's here. Home screen setup, so Freddy, static, white bars, force, play sounds. Here we go. So we gotta go to... So stop sound master. So it's a little 2 menu and static loop. Okay, that's fine. We actually gotta change that to other things. So I gotta get the sounds, Jason, real quick. And look up menu. So we got 3 title. 1 menu. S menu, 2 menu. So it's supposed to be 3 menu, not 3 title. Okay, we fixed that. So stop menu, 2 menu, and 3 menu, and S menu is what we need. So S menu, 3, 2, and I think it's just menu. No, it's 1 menu. Okay. And what was S menu? It's just menu. Okay, it's like 1 word. S menu. Static loop, main menu. And then now it does the music. This is the music section. So now we gotta add 3 menu onto this. So 3 menu. If S mode is 0, it will play that one. If it's 1, okay, if it's 1, it's still gonna play 0. Actually, no, it should probably. I don't know if it's copyrighted. I'm gonna assume it's copyrighted. Is it? Actually, you know what? There is one way to find out. I'm not even gonna worry about the S menu for now. I'm gonna leave it as it is. And then we're gonna put 2 and then 3 on that. So I think that's the menu S mode. Debug. Let me see. So 0 and 1 are basically streamer mode, which is playing FNAF 3's audios. The second one is the first game, and the third and fourth are 2 ambiance. Odd. Okay, so 3 and 4. Okay, so anything like S menu is going to be 1 through 4, isn't it? Just 0 through 1 for now. 0 through 1 on that. And then main menu for the original is 1 menu here, so that's 2. And then 3, and then 4. So 3 is actually 2 menu, and then 4 is S menu for FNAF 2. We'll get organizing on that soon. Now I gotta work on the timers. So the timers themselves are different. which I kind of just fucked up everything here. So if I remember correctly, so this is 2. So FNAF 2 is going to be, what value? Where is it? 3? So that's 3. This is the S menu, so 4. And then this is FNAF 1, so 2 on that one. And then now we're going to duplicate this one, and now we're going to make 0 through 1. And I'm also going to bring 2 to here. Okay. And now we got to figure out what the timer is for how long the music plays. So now I got to go back to the sounds. FNAF 3, music. It's ending. Menu. Title music, and we're going to open that with Audacity. And now we're going to see how long the sound is. This sound is 40.35 seconds approximately, like more like 40.35. Yeah, seems about right. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop down. Actually, we're gonna leave that be. So 4.3, we're gonna try that at 40.3. So we need to do some math. So grab me a calculator. So 40 times 20. And that's how many frames or ticks it's going to be in Minecraft. So 800 plus 6. So 806. 806 is our number. So 806 and higher, we'll set the music timer back to 0 and reloop. And I think that's it. So we just got to reload. We're going to redo the whole menu thing, so we're going to go back to the main menu and start over. Oh, whoops. Okay. Oh, wait, did I think I know what I did wrong. Okay, we gotta redo it. Okay, so streamer mode, yeah, I'll leave that as an option. Heroic is working on Star Road in Minecraft. Nice! Let's just see if this loops properly. Yep, it loops properly. That's actually solid. I think that's good. I mean, there is a little bit of like a clipping at like right here. So I think I'm gonna shorten this. Whoa. Not that. We're gonna overwrite that one. And we're gonna reload that, and we're gonna try it again just to see if it clips properly or not. So we're gonna redo the whole menu. Also, mother messaged me. Looks like I got stuff to do. Let's see here. Give me a second. loot part's coming up here in a second. That sounds perfect. That actually sounds perfect. Awesome. Alright. As much as I want to continue this, I have an errand to do. And once I get that errand done, I will start up a new stream if I do have the motivation for it. So don't expect a stream in a few minutes. Like, give me like 15. And if I don't stream, then I guess I lost my motivation, which I shouldn't. But if I do, then we have the motivation. I feel the motivation is still here. I do want to stream when I come back, so I just need to go do an errand really quickly. And once I get that errand done, I'll be back up and live, and we'll be at it again. Okay. But I don't make any promises here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be streaming when I come back. If I do, awesome. If I don't, damn. But I do have the motivation to continue this, so I will probably stream, and most likely, keywords most likely, will continue this in 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes from now. I have to go do an errand, and I gotta get this done now, so unfortunately, I have to go. I most likely will come back after I'm done the errand, so thank you guys so much for watching. And also, this is actually a great opportunity for me to say this. I'm really glad I had this errand to do, because this will determine if that beginning, like this title theme music, is copyrighted or not. That's going to be nice to be able to see if it is really copyrighted or not. So that's a perfect test. And this will be great for content creators from playing my map and not getting copyright strike. So I got to make sure that's not copyright. So this is the perfect test for it to do its thing. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. I'll probably be back in 15. Most likely. No promises. But I'll be back soon. Bye!